Hello, it's week 22 of season 6 of the Andy Griffith Show. This week's episode title is Look, Pa, I'm Dancing. Barney, what's going on this week?
He tells his pa that they're going to have a school party on Saturday. And he's got a hand dusser that he's used on Andy and Aunt Dee, and a tainter snake that he uses on his taw. He says he's going to use both of these things at the party. And then Johnny Tall comes over, and he and Ultie go out to play. Johnny Tall tells Ultie it's not going to be a party this year, but a dance. And Ultie can't dance very well. And when he comes back in the house, he's not nearly as excited about Saturday.
And then Helen, the teacher, is making the list of things that she needs to take care of to get ready for this function on Saturday. And she asked Andy to be a male chaperone because she says this year is going to be a dance, not a party.
Ultie comes in, and he says he's not going to go. He says he's got other important things to do, like cleaning his room and studying. And his pa suggests that he may not be wanting to go because it's going to be a dance. And Ultie admits, yes, that's the reason. He don't like to dance. And his pa says, okay, I'm not going to force you to go. And after Ultie leaves, Aunt Dee says maybe Andy should have forced him, although he should learn to dance and not be a wallflower and not be shy. Otherwise it'll take a long time to come out of it. And she implies that that was Andy's problem when he was growing up. And Andy gets uncomfortable and he says he's going to get to the office.
And later Andy tells Floyd and Goober in the barbershop that Obie's not going to go to the dance because he don't like to dance. And Floyd kids Andy that Andy couldn't dance when he was that age either.
Yeah, he says during Andy's school dance, Andy hid in the barn. And Floyd and Goober start laughing at him. And Andy gets mad and walks out. And later Andy overhears Sharon, a girl from Ultie's school, ask Ultie and Johnny Tall whether they want to come to her house and play records and practice for the dance. And Johnny Tall says, great idea. And Ultie says, everything's a great idea to you. And Johnny Tall says, you're just sore 'cause you can't dance. And Ultie gets mad and walks away. And Andy hears all that.
And that night, Andy tries to convince Opie to go to the dance again. He says it'll be good for him. And Opie says, no, Pa, I can't dance.
And Andy says, I bet Aunt Dee can teach you, and I'm not forcing you to go. I'm just strongly suggesting. And Aunt Dee goes out to get some dance records, and then she comes back and she gives Ultie a lesson on how to feel the 4-count D to the music. And next day he gets dressed and ready to go. But at the dance he just sits in a chair while the other kids are dancing. And Andy goes over and tries to convince him to get up and try to dance, and he says no.
But then Helen comes over and asks Andy to dance, and she says, you can't expect Opie to dance if his own father won't. And then all the kids start encouraging Andy to dance too because they saw her ask him.
And finally Andy gets up to dance, and then all the other kids start dancing again. And that convinces Ultie to get up and dance with Sharon Porter. And then both Ultie and Andy start enjoying it. And then they come home and they give Aunt Dee the good news. And Ultie says, yeah, Tall got up and he acted like he didn't know what he was doing. And then I acted like I didn't know what I was doing either. And then I got the hang of it.
Yeah, he tells his pa, someday I'd like to see you dance when you're not acting like you don't know what you're doing.
And Andy says, okay, someday I'll do that.
We'll see you next week for episode 23.